Right now, joining us right now is former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Saland for more on all of this. Let's just start with what we were hearing from Donald Trump on this latest evolution of his explanation for why that friendship went sour years ago. What does this add to? I keep calling it in my head like this political and legal just like churn and swirl here.
Yeah, I think you have to start from the top and say, Donald Trump, women are not chattel. People are not yours to be stolen. It is as disgusting as it defies credibility, that his arguments that he's making. This is coming from a man who first says Giuffre Epstein relationship depleted and went away because he was a creep, yet this is the same person who says it's okay to grab women by their privates and laughs about it. The same person who was found liable for a sexual abuse related offense to a woman, E. Jean Carroll. So it's really just muddies the water, or maybe you could say clarifies and clears the water to say the president seems like he is trying to avoid and is coming up with one pathetic excuse and reasoning after the next.
Because the reason being is, and we'll talk about the request for the grand jury in just one second, but it's his Justice Department who he has talked about how, and made very clear how much control he has and influence over the Attorney General, for being quite frank. And there is information they could release if they wanted to clarify a lot of this.
Like that. Absolutely. This charade of going now to New York, going to Florida, seeking from the federal judges to release these grand jury records and minutes, what you're looking for is not there. What you're looking for was not secured via a grand jury subpoena. What you're looking for, which they know is there, whatever it means we don't know, but whatever's there, they know, and that was likely secured by, for example, a search warrant or a witness coming in, not necessarily through the grand jury, and telling them a story. There are victims, real live people who have gone through this trauma who can share that story. If Donald Trump really wants the truth, that's what he does.
On the grand jury, I mean, it appears that there was a late night filing overnight with the district court in the Southern District of New York trying to make the case for why they think the judge should unseal the grand jury transcripts. It seems the same reasoning that was given in Florida as well. Intense public interest. They also saying that the fact that Giuffre Epstein is dead, he no longer has a personal interest in the case. Is it likely to land any differently with a judge in New York than in Florida?
No. So Rule 6 sets forth the reasons why you can sort of unseal those grand jury minutes. And in terms of what this would mean in terms of public policy and the public interest, it doesn't exist. I was saying to John last week, this isn't Watergate. Let's be clear. This is a Congress that's trying to protect itself. This is a MAGA base that's angry and wants answers because it was promised to them by the president. This is political. This is something of such public import that it needs to be shared, and it's not historical. And lastly, to be very clear, whether or not Epstein is dead, there are people who can still suffer and be exposed because of releasing grand jury testimony.
And to the credit of some members of Congress, that is actually one concern they have. If what is released, that there are people who are alive today that should be protected.
Sure.
On the response from the House Oversight Committee now, to the list of demands coming from Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney on what they would demand for her congressional testimony, the Oversight Committee is saying that they're going to respond soon, but it will not consider granting congressional immunity for her testimony. I mean, do you see this as a negotiation?
No, I mean, listen, who does Maxwell and her attorney think they are? I mean, if Congress has any credibility, meaning the Oversight Committee, they ain't going to grant her immunity. They ain't going to say, we're going to give you the answers in advance. The questions in advance, you can craft your answers. We want the truth. We want it accurate. And at the end of the day, it's not just the question answers, but what is being asked. When her attorney says she testified or she spoke truthfully, to Blanche, and she was upfront and credible. Well, what was asked was a question. If we say to you, listen, don't say Donald Trump was in these documents. Will you tell us that? She could have answered truthfully and say, yeah, he may have been there, and I won't tell you that.
I mean, the point is we definitely don't know what question was asked to that.
Absolutely.
Also, just as a quick historical reminder that this is a Justice Department that accused her of lying under oath previously. So, this is not...
The papers to oppose her cert request to the Supreme Court basically tears her down as some horrific co-conspirator pedophile type of a person. So, don't use those exact words, but they allude to it, and now they want her to testify because she's credible?
Yeah, Let's see. Let's see the evolution of where this heads in just the next couple hours. It's really good to see you, Jeremy.
You as well.
Thank you so much. So.